Hi guys, it's Debbie with Debbie J's Crafting Corner. Today I'm going to be playing with the Snowman Hugs stamps and die set from Spellbinders. We've got the Spellbinders stamps with all these cute little faces and sentiments and all the things to help you build a snowman. And then we've got the dies from Spellbinders to actually cut everything out. So that is going to be super fun. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a bunch of stuff out and then we will make us a card. So I've cut out a bunch of little things, and I've also taken a couple of pieces of pattern paper from the Make It Merry card kit. Yeah, the paper pad, Make It Merry. They came out in July, I believe. Also, some of the extras. I told you I had extras before from when we were playing with that stocking full of joy back in July as well. That was the July, yeah, the July large die of the month, and it is still available, so that is super awesome. So I'm probably going to use some bits from that. I figure everything kind of goes together. So first up, I've decided on the background for one card. It's going to be this lovely pattern paper that's got all these cute little hearts, and I think I'm going to put kind of as a strip. I know I've done that same design a couple of times recently, but anyway, so 3 inches wide there, and then we're going to cut it to, I'm going to say we're going to go ahead and cut this one down to 5.5. Just cut off this little sliver, and that way I don't have as much waste to waste, right? And then let's go ahead and just start assembling here. The only kind of tricky thing that I found was the scarf. There are actually these 2 dies, and I was thinking, what in the world? I thought they were 2 separate scarves, but these 2, cut out these 2 guys, and it is so cute. You just kind of tuck them together and it fits perfect for our large snowman. So it's even got the dimension and everything right there because it's where these guys are tied together the way a scarf does. So that's going to be really cool. Also, I did go ahead and cut out, there was a die for his carrot nose and his cheeks. Cheeks I left as pink, and for his carrot nose I'm going to leave a highlight. I think we'll see how it does, and color the rest of his, let me make sure I've got it going the right direction, the rest of his nose orange. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do the whole thing in orange because it goes real well over this pink. It doesn't clash at all. It doesn't mess up. Sometimes going over one color with another one makes it look kind of weird. You know, the color doesn't quite match, but in this case, I think it turned out perfect. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just start gluing a few bits together here. There we go. And the set comes with 2 different sizes of hats. You've got some for the larger snowman and you've got some for the little snowman. We've also got some little holly leaves, and that's what got me thinking about these others that I've already got in my stash. I can use those too, and actually I think on this first one that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my some of the ones that I had already cut back when we were doing the cards from Stocking Full of Joy. Just going to cut off a couple of pieces of holly. Oh, that's going to be cute. And then I also cut out these little berries. So we've got little berries. And I think I'm going to use 2 of these, the ones that match. The hollies are a little bit different size in the die set here. So let's go ahead and add a little bit of this on. Okay, and for this one, I think I am going to go ahead and use a red scarf. I've already got this one kind of hooked together, so all I need to do is just add some adhesive to the back. So I'm just going to add some liquid glue to the back of both of the pieces. And I think I wanted a little bit of a wider, there we go. So it fits my little snowman a little bit better, and we've got us a snowman all ready to go. I went ahead and stamped out a couple of the sentiments in different colors. These are all using some Simon Hurley ink. Got Bee Sting for the red, the blue is in Remember Me, and then the green in Later Gator, because I did cut out scarves in each of those colors, and I thought that would be kind of cool. And I'm just gonna, cut these guys out, just fussy cutting them out. This the stamp set does not come with a die to go with it, so that's why I'm doing it this way. I also used a separate another sheet of patterned paper. This one has got some pretty text on there for Christmas, and I thought that would be kind of nice for a border there. Now I'm trying to decide. I've got these doilies in my stash that I have not yet used. They've been sitting there for a long time, and I'm still not sold on them. Yeah, so let's see what it looks like without it. So I've got my little snowman, and then we've got this sentiment here that says a great big thank you. A great big hug to thank you. I think that actually looks perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and assemble my little card here. Got all the pieces, and then I can start working on the next one. And like usual, I'm going to also add some foam behind part of my card. So let's go ahead and cut this one down, then I can place my center background on the card. And then I can just trim off this little bit of excess. Yes, I'm loving this. I think that little guy looks just simply adorable. Let's go ahead and glue him down. One thing, well, before I do that, I noticed that the little eyes, his eyes, the die cut them out, so I need to put a little bit of black cardstock behind them so they're not red from the background paper, right? There we go. That looks a lot better. There we go, and then we've got our sentiment. And again, I'm just going to glue it down since we've already got that dimension from the paper layering and from the foam behind the main panel. There we go. So our first card is done. So after I got finished with that first card, I started thinking, you know, I really haven't made any tags yet this year, so I decided I'm going to go ahead and do some. I've taken a piece of heavyweight cardstock. I'm making this into a tag shape without a die. Yeah, so I cut off an angle off of the edge on the top of one, and let me grab a pencil because I want them to be matchy-matchy. I want them to be basically the same size on everything, and I'm assuming of course that edge is a good one. So let me go ahead and just draw them on using that first cut as a guide, and that looks pretty decent, so I'll go ahead and cut them using that. Okay, so first off, what I want to do is I want to do a little bit of layering for our candy canes. So I went ahead and cut out two pieces, and then I'm going to cut off the pieces off of the red and just glue them on top of the white where I need them. Now this part I could have done with my Misty, but I'm going to take a chance and try doing this just freehand with an acrylic block. I'm going to use my VersaFine Clear and let it dry before assembling. But I'm going to go ahead and use some of the stamps from that Snowman Hugs stamp set to do the little face and arms and his little coal buttons on the front of this little bitty snowman, and we're gonna go with it. And I think that looks cute. I just need to color up his little nose, and our snowman will be almost done, just to add his little hat and stuff. I did cut out one more of my little candy cane, but what I want to do is have one candy cane going one direction, the other one going the other direction. So I am going to be gluing everything together on the back on this one. Also, I was able to use the extra pieces on the red one I cut out to do the second, so you don't have to waste those additional pieces. There we go. For this little snowman, I want him to have a little top hat because, yeah, I like the top hats. So I am decorating his little black top hat with just a sliver of gold cardstock. Actually, this is some gold foil paper that I had in my scrap drawer. And I think I just got this from Michael's at some point and just kept a couple of strips instead of throwing them away. So you can still use your scraps. To be honest, most of my die cutting I do from my scrap bin. Okay, so now he's got a little gold hat band on his little hat. Let's go ahead and put that on there. I did go ahead and color up his little nose. There we go, and now I can I can add all my little bits to my tag. And then to turn this into an actual tag, you just need a hole punch to punch your little hole up in the top. And then you can add some string. So we're going to layer up some bits for our second little tag here. Basically same as before. The design's a little bit different, but not much. And you can just play with it and do what you want. I mean, this is your creation, so have fun with it, right? So I'm wanting my little candy canes to crisscross here. And then I'm going to add one of... I'm sorry, these guys are super cute. Anyway, I'm going to add one of my little gingerbread men. Oh, he's just too cute. I do think I want to have another leaf in here, though. So where do I want it? I think I'm going to clip it, and then I'm going to put it kind of back behind my candy canes. I should have put this down first, which is one reason why I am trimming bits off. So there we go. Just adding a little bit of color up there, and then I'm going to add this one that says Happy Holiday Hugs. So I'm using the rest of that piece of pattern paper that I used on the first card. And just gonna lighten up the edges a bit with some white pigment ink here. And then I need to make sure to let it dry, because otherwise I'm gonna smear it all over everything. Because I've got an idea to use some of those little snowmen. With things like this, it is so easy just to put some things together. It's just so cool. Love these little snowmen. They are just adorable. So that adds a little bit. So it kind of is negative opposite of a vignette. You see what I mean? So it's lighter around the outside, but it's still a little bit darker on the inside. And so I'm going to go ahead and hit that with my heat gun, and so that it will help it dry a bit faster. Decided that I want a little bit, I don't know, a little bit more contrast. So I cut a couple of pieces of red foil cardstock, and I'm going to use those as kind of as a little bit of an accent. And it looks like my cardstock is a little bit off, so I'm going to be trimming off the edge once I get everything put down. So now I'm going to adhere this on there so it is overlapping a little bit over some of that red. Okay, so that looks better. Now I can just trim the edge. I'm going to use 3 of the little snowmen, so I need to add some little faces. I'm going to have 2 of them facing to my right, to their left. And we've also got a second stamp, so we can do one going the opposite direction. There we go. And now I'm just going to color up their little noses after I heat set this, because again, since I'm using VersaFine Clear to get a really crisp, clean impression, it does not dry as fast, which means it can smear pretty quickly. Just using a couple of colors of orange. I've got my OR1 and my OR2. OR2 is just going to give a little bit of contrast, a little bit of shadow. That's it. It's pretty much done. It's that quick and simple. Okay, so this one is BGR1. And I'm just going to add a little bit of shadow around the edges of my little snowman. Just a touch. Just to give him a little bit more shape. And I'll do the same thing on my other 2. Next, I'm adding some little arms to our guys. There we go. I got me another sentiment. This one says, sending warm hugs on a wintry day. Stamp that out in bee sting, and now I am adding a little ink to the edges of my little sentiment panel there. So this, I think I'm going to go ahead and put my sentiment down flat on my card, just using some liquid glue. And we'll just put it right up here, and it's going to be easy to line up straight because of those those horizontal words going across that are all lined up perfect. And now we can add our little guys here. So I'm kind of thinking, well, first let's put a hat on the one in the middle. Now that's one reason why I've got the arms facing different directions. I wanted it to look like they're facing forward. This one is facing straight to the front, and these 2 are facing in from the sides. And I've been kind of liking my action wobblers. I made those a little while back. We'll be doing a video soon showing how I did that. But I think I want to put an action wobbler on the one in the middle, and the other 2 I'm going to just put down. I think I'll put them down with some foam. So let me go ahead and just add some liquid glue to the back. These are DIY ones. These are ones that I made myself. So that means there's not adhesive already on the thing. So it does take a second for that to hold. But I think that'll be cute, having him kind of wobbling around in the middle. Let me go ahead and add a little more adhesive on the back. And then just decide where exactly do I want these. So I'm going to have these guys kind of there. And I think I'm going to have them a little bit further in because I don't want to cover up any of the sentiment. And then we will have our guy with the hat right in the middle there. That is so cute. And these 2, I think I'm going to pop them up on a little bit of foam off to the side so it's not going to mess with our wobbler there, but it's still going to be super cute. But it'll still give us a little bit of dimension with that foam tape. And there we go. We've got our third little card. I think that turned out super cute. So that is going to finish up this video using the Snowman Hugs from Spellbinders and Spellbinders, and yeah, I think all of this turned out super cute. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. Be sure to check out this playlist to see more videos where I'm using Spellbinders products, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.